Hello, good evening and welcome. It is bang on 8 o'clock on a Monday evening here in the UK. It's been very windy and blustery today, so you may have had some sort of cobwebs blown around. So as a reminder, my name is Paul and I am a remedial hypnotist, and I help people that are struggling to cope with work, family, life and all that kind of stuff whilst they've got some kind of addiction, whether that's alcohol, cigarettes, food, whatever it is. Tonight, well, you've seen the poster I put up, stop holding on to stuff you don't need anymore and just let go. And I posted a photograph of an old shoe. So why on earth am I posting a photograph of an old shoe and talking about getting rid of stuff when my page is all about helping people that have got a problem? Well, it's really, really simple. It's down to the fact that we love to hold on to things for lots of different reasons, and it's really, really bizarre, and I've not got used to it yet. So as an example, I thought I would confess to one or two of my issues, shall we say. Okay, confession number one. I love books and I love reading. In fact, every single room in my two-bedroom apartment has got books in it. Even the loo. In fact, the only place that hasn't got any books in it is the shower room, because obviously I don't have any waterproof books. But every other room has books in it, and over time they've got to overwhelm me. So over the past few months, I've got rid of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books. My spare room, which is over there, I've converted into a therapy room, so that meant getting rid of boxes of books, and that was really hard. I spent, I'm not going to admit it, a amount of time going through books and going, do I really want to keep this one? And I really want to keep this one, but they've both got to go, and then getting rid of them. So I've done that, and my book management situation is pretty clear. But this is really, really tough. Over the past year or so, I've been exercising. I mean, I've been exercising for years, but never regularly. And, because I used to go to the gym 3 or 4 times in a row, or maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 9 weeks in a row, and didn't see any growth, any improvement. But for the past year or so, I've been working with a guy called Barry and his wife Laura, and they've really helped me, which means that over the past year, I've got bigger. I mean, my chest got bigger, my back has got bigger, my arms got bigger. And he did warn me right at the start of this not to buy any clothes. But you see, this shirt, I bought this a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favourite shirts. And I love dancing, yeah. I go to discos and go to clubs. Did they still call them disco? I go to clubs and I like dancing, yeah. And this is one of my favourite, pull-in shirts, because I loved it, yeah. It comes from Primark, but it's got too small. So that's one that's got to go. Now, if you've just joined us, this is not some crazy, bizarre eBay selling kind of thing. It's just me confessing. This one, I bought this a year ago, and it is absolutely fabulous. It's really lovely to wear and really, really funky, yeah. But it just doesn't fit anymore. I mean, I wore it about 3 months ago, and I could only get the top couple of buttons up. And you get those big, like, bulky gaps in the shirts. That's what happened with that one. This one I bought about the same time, and I knew this one had come to an end because I wore it last night, and I could only get the top 2 buttons done up, and then there was like the button was about to burst, so I had to wear it with like no buttons done up. So that was terrible. And then this one, this is a beautiful shirt. I wore this last year for my stand-up graduation. For those that don't know, I did a stand-up comedy course last year with a guy called Logan Murray, and it was really, really good fun. And for my final gig, I wore this shirt, and I actually got complimented on how funky this shirt was. But the problem is, I love these shirts, but they're taking up space in my wardrobe, and they've got to go. So I'm going to wash them, press them, and take them to a charity shop, and that'll be it. Now, of course, I'm not just talking about clothing. Clothing we can develop an attachment to, but what I'm really talking about tonight is beliefs and behaviours and ideas and thoughts and people and places. we get attached to, I am this, or I am that, or I am, I'm a really shy person, or I'm an alcoholic, or I don't go out very much because I don't like outside spaces. And we do this thing and we get tied to this feeling, this belief, this, idea that we are this and we are that. And it is so difficult to talk to people and to get them to see that they're not that thing. They're not that. A behavior is just something that we do. It's not who we are. Yeah. And you can get rid of it and you can take it away, just like I'm getting rid of these shirts. Yeah. It is that simple to do. But unfortunately, we've been made to believe that it's not that simple to do, that we can't change, we can't do stuff. I mean, go back 20 years and they thought that, as we got older, the brain became more decrepit and solidified and couldn't grow. But recent technology and experimentation and science has shown that this thing called neuroplasticity, the brain can still learn and grow. And the old cliche about you can't teach an old dog a new trick is completely false. You can do. And this old dog has learned a lot of new tricks, yeah? And it is possible, but it's getting through to people that, you're not that thing. Also, this is a tough one for some people to understand. We hang on to old people, and I don't mean people that are seniors, people that are old in age, but people that have been around us for a long time. And I see this every day. People that, have decided, have become really brave and say, right, I'm going to stop drinking. That's it. I'm going to go cold turkey. I'm going to get some hypnosis, or I'm going to go to AA, whatever it is. Yeah. They decide to do it. And instead of getting a massive round of applause and a big cheer and loads of support from family and friends, a lot of these people will start to criticize them and to put them down and, kind of say, no, you're going to fail, you'll never do it, you've never achieved anything in your life, stay with us, carry on being a drinker. And people sort of will often will fail because they get drawn back in to that circle of the friends because they don't want to lose them. And what they don't realize is that you've made the decision not to be like them anymore, and you have to make the move. Because the longer you stay with them and the longer you accept this criticism from them, the harder it is for you to change. And you may not be able to change because you've become too attached to this group of people or one person, And the problem is they're not actually getting at you. In a way, they're getting at themselves because you said, I'm going for it. I've had enough, quit drinking. It's screwing with my life, I want to move on and also save a bundle of money as well. And they're thinking, God, I wish I could do that. That's me. That's my kind of thing. That's what I want to do. And because they think they can't do this, they take it out on you, which is completely unfair. Now, it sounds horrible to say, but you've got to ditch them. You've got to say, look, guys, girls, I've made my decision. I'm going to go, I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to get fit, whatever it is, Now, I would love to meet you on a Saturday for coffee or a round of golf or go swimming or go for a walk, whatever it is, but I'm not going to come round to the bar on a Saturday night anymore, because that's part of my life is finished. I love you dearly, but, I can't see you on a Saturday night. Any other time is fab. You give your friends an opportunity if they are really, really close friends, but if they don't grasp that opportunity to be with you outside of an alcohol environment, then, what else can you do? You've got to say goodbye. It's also the same kind of thing to places. I've just talked about bars, but I read a brilliant post today from a lady who has got some weight issues and is working really hard to drop this weight and get fitter and get healthier. But at her place of work, they're trying to encourage her to stay the size she is by, having lots of, sweets and candy and chocolate cakes and donuts and all that kind of stuff. And she's actually said, look, sorry, I'm not playing that game, but they insist on doing it. And you've got to ask the question, I know it's not easy, I'm not saying it is, but is it maybe not time to start looking for another place to work? Because if you really determine to make this change in your life, yeah, these people are pulling you down. Again, probably the same reasons I mentioned earlier on. They're too afraid of making the changes themselves, so they want the status quo to stay, you know, flat, no changes, because that's comfortable. People don't like change. And you are a change maker. You are making change. You are, you know, disturbing the atmosphere in a really, really good way. And a lot of people get uncomfortable with that. So again, maybe it's, you've got to start looking for another job. That's a big step. I appreciate it's a big step. I appreciate it's not simple. But I did it. And okay, I'm not the world's greatest example of that, but lots of people do get to a point where they say, look, that is it. I've had enough. I spent 25 years at a company and I said to myself, okay, that's it. I'm going to take a big risk and make a big leap and do something different. And I did. So it's not impossible. Yeah, I'm not saying, okay, you walk in your boss tomorrow morning and say, that's it, quit, I'm gone. You've got to make plans. You've got to look for another job. You've got to make decisions behind that. But at least you've got to think about it. You've got to consider it. If people are holding you back, yeah, and won't let you go, then maybe you have to make that move. Maybe one of the biggest things, though, that you might need to look at is your own thoughts. Because if you've made this big step to make the change to quit drinking, as an example, yeah, that is brilliant, that is fabulous. But unless you've backed up that initial idea with realigning your thoughts, it's going to be harder than it needs to be. So what am I talking about? Right. Say you've been a person who has felt, you know, that you're not worthy of certain things. You don't deserve someone's love, or you don't deserve attention, or you don't deserve to succeed in life. You don't deserve to be healthy. If you've still got that kind of mentality and you're going to try and quit drinking, yeah, then there's a conflict, yeah. You've got the good soul on this side and the little devil on this side, and they're going to be combating each other. And what you need to do, you actually need to bring your whole self into alignment. And what I mean by that is you've got to decide, okay, that's what I'm doing and that's what I'm going to go for it. Let me figure out what the objections are. What are my internal objections? And what I mean by that is, what do I think might stop me from achieving my goal? And so you need to, you know, sit down quietly, maybe even with a pad and a pen, and just start writing stuff down. You know, okay, well, I don't feel worthy. I don't think I deserve to be fit and healthy. I hate working out. I've got no idea what to do once I've got sober. Just keep writing stuff down, Make as big a list as possible of all the negative things going around in your head about this massive step you're about to make or have just made, yeah? As big as you can, every single negative thought you think about yourself or this step you're taking, get it down, get it out of your head and get it onto paper. And then what you do is you look at each one of those, and if one says, you know, like, you don't deserve it, you don't deserve to be fit and healthy, ask yourself, okay, why? Why don't I deserve to be fit and healthy? You know, who says I can't be fit and healthy? As long as I, you know, do the work, go walking, eat well, all that kind of stuff, which I'm going to do, what inside my head is telling me I don't deserve it? Is it from some bullying when I was a kid at school? Is it something that my parents have said to me? Is it something that I just picked up from somewhere? Where does it come from? And what you need to do is to figure out, if you can, where this has come from, and then just start to say, yeah, okay, I understand that, but making me healthy is going to, I don't know, make me live longer. It's going to make me feel happier. Thinking out all of the positive you can associate with that one negative thought. And what we're doing now is, imagine this is a set of scales, yeah? This is the negative side at the minute, and that's weighing everything down. So this has got nothing on there, yeah? What you need to do is start putting on all the positives you can think about on this side, so that we first of all get balance, and then initially take away all of the negative stuff, so that we, what's the word? We wipe out, we wipe the slate clean, so get rid of all the negative stuff by outweighing them with all the positive points. And you do that for each of those objections that you've listed, you know, like, oh, I don't know, I've got low self-esteem. then okay, why have you got low self-esteem? What makes you think you're not worth it? What makes you think you can't be a bright, happy, bubbly person, you know, when you're sober? I had a friend who became a client, and one of her big objections to getting sober was that she was the life and soul of the party. She loved socializing. She loved being in big crowds of friends in a house, having a really good time. And she thought that it was the booze that was bringing that out of her. And we spent quite a bit of time chatting about this so that I could show her that she had that bubbly, shiny, bright, happy person. That was already there, yeah? And all that was happening was that, you know, the alcohol was giving her permission to be that person. And I did some work with her and got her to see that she didn't need the permission of the alcohol to be that sociable person. And once we got over that objection, once we negated that objection, she was able to see, yeah, wow, I can be the life and soul of the party without actually having to have a drink. And she did tell me that, you know, she went to a party a few weeks after we worked together, and she was the life and soul of the party. And people were saying to her, look, how come you're doing this? And she said, well, I don't need to drink to have fun. Yeah, I'm just having fun because I love you guys. I'm having a great time. You don't need the booze. People were flabbergasted, yeah, that she was able to be the same flamboyant, outward-going, happy kind of person without the booze. They were just stunned. And she said, yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. That's just one example. So we have that list, and you need to go through every single item on your list, yeah? Looking at these objections that you found inside yourself, and then just wipe them out. Find the positive, then just wipe them out, each one, yeah? Until you can't come up with anything at all. And then what you've done is you've brought your mind into alignment, yeah? So that your subconscious and your conscious are going to work together to move you forward. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It does take time, especially if you've got a busy life. You've got a family and you've got work and all that kind of stuff, yeah? And you've got commitments. But you must find the time to sit quietly with no disruptions, no phone ringing, all that kind of stuff, so that you can actually do this exercise. And I guarantee you that it's worth it, because it will just clean the slate so that you can start fresh. The other thing is, you've got to stay away from, well, no, yeah, it's up to you entirely, of course it is, but when you're going through this process, you've got to stay away from the media. You've got to stay away from what's going on in the world, because bad news sells. Always has done, always will do. You know, death of people, car crashes, wars, Brexit, the wall, and everything else. It's designed to make you watch it, yeah, and bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. But this has a negative effect. It really does. It has a bad effect on you, because it will bring you down. And it will start to bring you down, and you think, oh God, the world is really crap, and this is happening and that's happening. I really want to get a drink now, or whatever it is, yeah, because the stress of all this news piling onto you about all the bad things that are happening, despite the fact that we live in a world today that is far safer, far healthier, far more positive than it has been in a long time. We don't see that because of this constant barrage of negative news all the time. Even on social media, you'll see these people posting horrible stuff, yeah? Polarizing stuff. You've got to just shut it off, because you are in a process of transformation. You're going from this person here who was drinking too much or smoking too much or weighed too much, whatever it was, to become this brand new, fit, healthy person that's going to move forward with their lives, yeah? You don't need this crappy social media to bring you down. Now, I've lived in this apartment now for nearly 7 years, and one of the big decisions, it was a big decision for me when I moved in, was I wasn't going to buy a TV. And for the simple reason was that if I bought a TV, I knew it'd be on all the time, 24/7 pretty much, and I'd get sucked into this box in the corner. So I didn't buy one, yeah? And of course I've got, you know, the computers behind the camera that I'm looking at you now, yeah? But I don't have any news feeds. I've got a special app that blanks out my Facebook feed. So it's only got the bit that I want to look at and work with, yeah? And I don't have, you know, I've got a Twitter account, but I only go in there every so often. So I don't want to see all this negative crap. because, you know, if you in the UK, we've got this thing going on which is called Brexit, which is UK leaving Europe, and it's polarised a lot of people. And whether it's a good decision or a bad decision is irrelevant. The problem is that everybody's getting really wound up and fed up and pissed off and upset about the whole thing. And the government, and Parliament aren't making things any easier for people. And the deadline, it's all going to happen in a couple of weeks' time. So it's not good, whichever way you look at it, So the sooner it gets done with, the better. But that's part of the news media right now. And it's like, we don't need it. We know it's happening, so just get on with it and leave me alone. But you're going through this transformation. You don't need this crap in your life, You've got to focus on you and the change that you're making. And like I said, so it's the people, the places, your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas, all that stuff we've talked about. You need to get it all working for you so that you can push through this barrier, for want of a better phrase, of what you've had. Excuse me, dry throat time. And so, just like I'm getting rid of all these shirts, because I love them, but they just don't fit me anymore. They're taking up space in my, my cupboard, my wardrobe. They've got to go, so they're going to charity. You need to do exactly the same thing with all that stuff we've just been talking about. So I've gone through everything I wanted to talk to tonight. An important announcement. Tomorrow night there will not be a live because I've been invited to an event which starts at 6:30 and won't finish till 9, and there's no way I'm going to be able to squeeze a live in. So I do apologise for that, but normal service will be resumed on Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock. My name's Paul and I'm a remedial hypnotist, and I help people that are struggling to cope with life and work and family and all that kind of stuff whilst dealing with an addiction. If you want my help, just drop me a PM. If you know somebody that might need my help, get them to contact me and share and do all that kind of likey stuff as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really like doing these things. I have a really, really good time, and I hope you find them helpful as well. And I will see you Wednesday evening. Bye now.